Hello, this is Allyse, and welcome back to the Daily Mentor Calls. This is call number 47, and this call specifically goes with the Weekly Success Schedule webinar that you should have watched. Today, we're going to talk specifically about continuing education. Now, the one thing I just really need you to understand is that as you're building your doTERRA business, your paychecks are going to come from different parts of your building activities, right? Now, 85% of the people that enroll with doTERRA and that purchase a kit, 85% of them don't want to share the product. They don't want to build the business. They just want to use the oils, and they just want to have the power of essential oils in their home. Now, sometimes you think, oh my goodness, that's not good, right? Only 15% of the people want to build a business. Actually, this is a really good thing. It's so good because 85% of the people that come into your business do not care if they make $1 off of doTERRA. They just want to buy the product. And actually, the product is what you make money off of. Every month you get paid not off of how many people are building, but how much people purchase. And so if you have an incredibly strong group of product users that are purchasing the product, it makes your check really strong and really stable. This is one of the reasons why doTERRA has an incredibly stable compensation plan where my check doesn't go up and down and up and down. It just gradually grows and grows and grows as I'm consistent with the business. So you need to understand that 85% of your check, it actually comes from product users. So if we don't continually support our product users, we're like throwing away the biggest part of our business, right? And so the intention of the continuing education program is so that it exposes this 85% of people to lots of different products. Like, for instance, just because somebody buys a kit and they have the 10 most important oils, right, or the 10 most critical oils, doesn't mean that they'll ever use the shampoo and conditioner. Doesn't mean that they'll ever experience the toothpaste or the skincare, which is one of my favorite things, or even the supplements, or, which Lifelong Vitality is the #1 product in the company. So basically, continuing education exposes people to not only using the oils and how to use their oils, but it exposes people to a lot more of doTERRA's products. Now, if I go around the room and if I ask 100 people in the room, what are your favorite products that you use from doTERRA, I always get varied answers, really, really varied answers. Like mine, for example, is of course On Guard, of course Deep Blue, Lifelong Vitality, and then I love the moisturizer from our skincare, and I'm obsessed with Yarrow Palm, and I love the shampoo and conditioner. These are things that every single time I forget my shampoo and conditioner when I go and travel, and I have to use another shampoo. I'm like, my hair is sad, it feels bad. And anyway, there are certain products that I've been exposed to that even if I never did doTERRA as a business, even if I didn't make a dime off of doTERRA, I would continue to buy because I'm in love with them. And that's what we're trying to do with continuing education. First, we want people to understand how they use the oils, and we want people to understand how they can help with all of their families' different ailments, right? So basically, when something comes up in their family, we want them to be knowledgeable enough with essential oils that instead of reaching to an over-the-counter or, a product that they have to go to the doctor for, that they would reach for their oils first. And they would first try natural essential oils before they went to anything that's addictive or anything that is harmful. So then after that, we want them to be exposed to enough products that after using a bunch of different products, they find their favorites. They find their 4 or 5 products that they literally love and they cannot live without, and they use on a daily basis. And number 1, it changes their lives health-wise. And number 2, it changes our business. It's the business hum. So the the different classes that we use for continuing education can be done online. They can be done live. You can actually email these classes to people. And for more information about all of these details, I want you to go back and listen to Daily Mentor Call number 30 and Daily Mentor Call number 31. It actually specifically goes through like how we do this, how we do it online, how we do it live. And it just gives you a lot of different ideas. Okay. So just for an overview, there's 8 different classes that we feel like everyone that is excited about essential oils should know about. The first is I Have Oils, Now What? It's a basic class. It's just basics of how do we use the oils? How do we diffuse? What about safety issues? Basically, when they get their kit, they're like, what do I do with this, right? The second is nutrition and supplements. I mean, we have to talk about Lifelong Vitality. We all know that Lifelong Vitality is our number one product, and more people have gotten off of their prescription medications and over-the-counter medications by this one product than any other product we have in the business. And also, Lifelong Vitality is, it's a daily supplement that they use. So unlike oils, they might use oils here or there, but Lifelong Vitality is daily. So it's like, it's our auto ship hum, right? Toxic-free living. Oh, when people understand about not having toxins in their home, they kind of a little bit get obsessed with this. Like now that I don't use products I try not to use, I have to say, I try not to use products that are toxic at all. When I'm even around products or smell, like even perfumes, right, start to give me a headache. I'm that sensitive because I'm so used to like natural things and essential oils, right? How about oils for every age? It's really important that everyone that actually joins doTERRA understands that babies and toddlers and teenagers and college-age students and adults and the elderly can use and should be using our product. And sometimes, we use them a little bit differently on different ages. So essential skincare. I love our skincare line. Love it. I like, honestly, I'm obsessed with it. Everyone needs to use our skin. Once they use it, then they're like, I have to have this on my face. But if we never expose them to it, they never get a chance to use it, right? So it's important. Stress, sleep, and emotions. I can't think of one family that doesn't deal with some sort of stress, sleep issues, or emotions with themselves or one of their children. This is such a big trigger button. This is such a big thing. And what a lot of people don't understand is that there are so many products that help more so than over-the-counter and prescription drugs. And when they're exposed to these things, a ton changes. How about women's health and hormones? 85, 90, 95% of our company are women. And they're all in this age, right? Most of them are in this age of, 30 to 50, 55, maybe 60. They're all in that age where this is really an important thing for hormones and their health. And then finally, oil for pain management. I mean, from young kids that are doing sports to the elderly that they are feeling like they're having a lot of pains. I mean, this is really a big class. So the way that you want to set this up, and once again, I give more detail in the Daily Mentor Calls 30 and 31, but the way that you want to set this up is you don't have to teach all these classes. You can actually rotate with your leaders to teach these classes. They can be live, they can be online, and they're already done for you in the Daily Mentor Calls. They're already recorded, perfectly recorded by top wellness advocates. You can even just email them out to people. So super easy, super simple. You just have to make sure that you have a continuing education program and you plug them into it. If you're brand new in the business, I would recommend plugging them into your upline's daily education program. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. If you already have something going with your upline, then use it, right? But if you don't, then find a very simple, easy way that you can make this happen and that you're not neglecting this 85% of your customers. All right. Now, with the continuing education program, what happens at the very end, if somebody comes to all 8 classes, is for the live classes, they kind of get it marked off. And we have this little card, and on this card, they're like the 8 different topics, right? And when they come and they have this card, the presenter will kind of sign off, you did this class, right? And they get that card during the wellness consult. So that's something that you want to make sure you have. They hand them during the wellness consult. And after they have all 8 of their classes signed off, then they should get a gift. The gift is really important. You'd be so surprised how many people come to all those classes just because they want their little gift. And the gift can be whatever you want. We decided to get some really inexpensive diffusers because everyone needs an extra diffuser in their home, right? And they love it. And then we print out these recognition papers that say, you graduated from continuing ed. You're now an essential oil expert. It's awesome. And people get super excited. I know that in different parts of the world, like in Asia, people will actually frame their continuing education certificates of graduation. And it's like, okay, here's my graduation from high school. Here's my graduation from college. And here is my graduation from continuing education for essential oils. That's a big deal. It's awesome. So making sure you have the punch card, making sure you're doing recognition on your team for the Facebook groups. I mean, we have people all over the world that do graduation parties. And I mean, it's just so fun. It creates community. And what you don't realize is that a lot of these people start by just wanting to be educated in the oils. And then every single class, because we talk about LRP, Loyalty Rewards Program, they put these different oils on their loyalty rewards. They start using it and they can't help but sharing it and talking about it with other people. They can't. Like if they have a son with asthma and, the oils have been really helping him, they can't help but talk to somebody else that they know with asthma and say, you've got to try this. And they give them a sample and those people want to sign up and they're off to the races with sharing and then eventually building the business. And so it just gives them an opportunity 8 times to be exposed to loyalty rewards. And then right after this class, right, this continuing education class, you're going to have a business training. So like you do your continuing education class and then you have a break for 5 minutes and then you're going to do a training. And that training is super critical for moving people through basically the phases of I'm a product user, now I'm a sharer, and now I want to build the business, right? So that training is called Building a Pipeline. And building a pipeline happens right after continuing education. So you have a break, and then you invite them to stay for Building a Pipeline and the Joy of Sharing Essential Oils, and there will be treats, essential oil treats after. Now, this is a little bit harder to do online. I get it, but that's why live is a lot more effective. So they stay for the treats usually, and then we talk just a little bit about residual income and doTERRA and why residual income would be important to them, and we get them a little excited, and then invite them to another intensive business class, which is called Business Made Easy. Now, you can just send out the videos that are pre-done to people. You can invite them to live classes, and you can invite them to an online class. And this building a pipeline, if you want more information about that, and you should, and you need to have more information about that, it's in the resource section. There's Building a Pipeline tutorial for leaders to know how to do this class. And then there's actually Building a Pipeline webinar that you can use. You can actually just play it in your class and answer questions if you're nervous about, teaching it, or you can actually just send it to people that you feel like, would be interested in sharing the oils. And that's also in the resource section of Daily Mentor Calls. The other thing that you want to be familiar with is the Business Made Easy class. This is a longer class. It goes into a lot more detail about our compensation plan, how they make money, and how they launch their business. And this also is completely done. The webinar is completely done that you can teach it live, and there's PowerPoints that go with it. You can play it and answer questions. You can teach it online, or you can send the webinar out to people that you think might be interested in it. So those are all available there. Okay. The biggest thing for today is I want to let you know that you need to schedule. You've got to schedule continuing education into your weekly success plan, your strategy, your schedule, right? And you need to know, okay, this is when our live, continuing education classes happen. This is when our online continuing education classes happen. And it just becomes, a system. And if you're plugging people into your upline system, then you need to know when that's happening and you put it into your schedule. Okay. So I want you to listen. I want you to figure out your graduation gifts. I want you to make sure you get your punch cards, and make sure you listen to both the tutorial and the video of building a pipeline, and listen to Business Made Easy, right? And what will happen is, as you're doing this, your people will come to a class, or an essential oil class, get excited, sign up. You will have a wellness consult with them and tell them how to use the oils, right? And then you'll invite them to continuing education. And it will be fantastic. It'll be fantastic. And they will kind of get into this system, and some people will just stay product users, and that's great. Some people will end up being sharers, and that's fantastic. And some people will end up wanting to build the business. Now, one more thing, at the end of your bigger Business Made Easy class that you're talking about in more detail, this is when at the end of that class, you can invite them to join the oil games, whether they're product users or whether they're sharers or business builders and want to rank advance. You can get them into the oil games, and it's an online training program that's slick and sweet and effective and free. So it's fantastic. So I hope you have a great time with continuing education. And remember that this is critical for your paycheck and your residual income. It's 85% critical, which is a big percentage. So it's absolutely worth spending time on, and it's absolutely worth making sure you have a system with your team. Have a great day. Bye-bye.